Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Taryn Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best version of yourself, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. And today, we're having a cool, fun topic, no pun intended, on how to keep your cool. Problems arise. One of the first points that we'll kind of dive into is that everyone's got problems. They just evolve and change over time. And this is a good thing in many ways, and we'll kind of get into that here in a second. But essentially, the goal for today is for us to just raise awareness that we're going to have a bunch of bull crap coming into our lives, and we need to be able to handle it appropriately in the way that we want to. Because when we can handle problems in the right light, with the right state of mind, we can attract other people within business. We can be better supportive for the people we love and care about most. And I think we can all agree that when you're around somebody who's freaking out over every small little thing, it's not a very pleasurable experience. It's actually quite the opposite. It's actually very not fun, to the point to where a lot of people will avoid you, and that's not good. And that's not good in business, and that's not good for your personal health, and that's not good overall. So hopefully we can go over a few things, and then you can think of the problems that arise for you on a daily basis. But why not start with a bit of a story? Let's start with a bit of a story for myself. Episode 199. Good morning. Good morning. A story for myself. So yesterday I get a call that's actually, so I live out here in the country with my girlfriend, but where I was living originally was at my grandpa and my mom's house a while back. And I didn't change the address to my girlfriend's property or anything like that. So the cops and the fire department show up to my mother and grandpa's house, and they say that there's smoke, there's potential fire, there's flooding, the furnace is burning up in the basement of one of my rental properties. And this is pretty early in the morning. So they're like 6 in the morning, actually. So I'm trying to get cleaned up, get ready for the day, literally in the shower. Get a call, and my girlfriend tells me while in the shower, hey, there's a fire at one of your properties. The fire department's there. The police department's there. They need you to go there so they can talk to you. There's a foot of water in the basement. And initially I was really bummed out. I was thinking like, geez, and classic Monday morning. If you didn't notice, I didn't do a show yesterday. I was handling that, no pun intended, I was handling that crap all day. I'll explain what that means here in a second. So I go there and I talk to him, and there is a foot of water in my basement. The sewer line's backed up. There's tree roots in it and stuff like that. And from what I could see, there really wasn't any smoke. So the furnace is like pretty low to the ground in the basement, and there was a legit foot of water, but it wasn't high enough to get to the furnace. So very, very thankful for that. And we addressed it immediately. So avoided a fire. Nobody got hurt at the property. I want to state that as well. Both the tenants on both sides of the duplex were totally fine. No problems. And I'm also glad I had a smoke detector in there. I got a gas and smoke sensor in my basement just in case for that kind of crap. And it turned out to be great because there's laundry units down there, and there's the electric, the water heaters, and the furnace and all that kind of crap. So it was safe to say it was when I initially heard it, though, my mind started racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And this is going to be pretty much the main point of what we're talking about today. So my mind starts racing 1,000,000 miles an hour. There goes all my cash reserves. There goes that it's going to need a new furnace. That thing's completely fucked. Is my insurance even going to call it? Because insurance companies, classic. every time you need something, they'll take your premiums every month, but every time you need something, they give you a big FU and you don't get anything out of it unless you pay for this ridiculous coverage, yada, yada. And my mind's just racing in every single negative way, shape, and form. I'm sure you can relate to this in your own situation. And I was getting frustrated to the point to where it was starting to consume my day. It was starting to consume me. And then I get to there and I'm talking to the fire department and there's really no smoke dissipating there. And he's like, okay, you need to handle it. So I go over and their shops weren't open yet. So I go have some coffee with my mom and I'm hanging out for a minute. And then I make like 10 calls, like 10, and they're all like 30 seconds. I'm just getting quotes on equipment to rent out pumps. I'm getting quotes on fans to rent out fans. I'm getting quotes on the like sewer guy, plumbing people. I had created a better relationship with my plumber. I had learned about like where the sewer lines were at, the exit pass out my yard, learned how to use the pump with a bigger hose and all this stuff. And as we're going through it, I'm starting to realize that this isn't so bad. It's not the end of the world. Everybody is safe. I'm completely okay. Handling this like a cool cucumber is going to be a gift for me to be able to focus and to learn. Think about when you're really pissed off. Then it makes it really hard to learn anything. When was the last time you learned something when you were mad? When you were upset, when you were frustrated, what were you learning? Probably limited to nothing, or at least in my experience, when I'm mad, I'm seeing red like a bull. It's pretty much impossible to take in what is really going on with the situation. So the point of this episode is to address, and I'll screen share a few things for just this university article that I liked that I was reading last night to think of a show topic for today. And when this comes up, we can put a few things in place to change our perspective for the better, to make this a good learning experience and to grow. And like all problems, they're usually never as bad as we think they are. They're never as bad, especially here in America. Let's be totally frank. We don't need to go in that grand scheme of things comparing to other countries. But the problems that we face here, they will always be here. And they will always be trying to grab your mind, grabbing your attention. It's the monks call it the monkey in the mind, grabbing your attention, playing around, won't quit jumping on the bed, consuming every bit, and then you can't focus on what is going on with life and feeling better about that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump on over here I'm going to present Instagram. You're not going to be able to see this, my screen share over here like you can over here at Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. But the first one I'm going to only pick a few of these. There's just 10 ways to overcome challenges. First was make a plan. Make a plan. So if you're going to have something like rental properties, turns out people are crazy and shit breaks. That is the end all be all, the two truths and principles of real estate. And if you're cool with that, then you can work around it and you can make a plan. So if you're looking to handle your problems better, maybe having a plan in place can be really helpful for you. Knowing that you are not alone. You're not the only person experiencing this. A lot of times there's this weird thing with humans, and it works for me like this. And I like to think I live a really good life compared to, I know a lot of people I get a chance to work with, they are dogging it out. Like they're going through a bunch of shit. And just even in those extreme circumstances, knowing that you're not alone, like your problems are not unique to you. And for you to ruin your day because of one particular problem hurts one person more than anything. One person more than anything, and that is you. Oh man, it is us that suffers the most. And also, like we're saying, the people around us don't like to be around people who are upset and frustrated. And I'm not saying there's not a time to be sad. There definitely is. You can be sad, and that's okay. People understand that. It's when you continue to let it, you dwell and you let it expand, and then you bring other people into it, and then you're just complaining and bitching and moaning to a long degree versus not handling the problem. The next one is feeling your feelings. It is okay to feel sad. It is okay to be at rest. Meditation. It sounds dorky. It sounds cheesy. I get it. But man, meditation helps with handling problems tremendously. Tremendously, meditation helps. Just getting support from others, help from others. For me, something that was helping me a lot yesterday was the fact that I had so many people who like genuinely were hoping I did well. Was it disgusting? I will tell you straight up. I was digging turds, toilet paper, all kinds of nasty stuff out of this basement, dude. It was disgusting, son. It was horrible. And it reeked. Oh, it smelled so bad. Just my nostrils, I'm pretty sure all the hairs are gone. It was just, it was gross, to say the least. But I didn't want to pay the $800 for somebody to come and clean up all that toxic waste and stuff like that. So it's like, all right, well, I'm doing it. So, and I think it's good to go through that crap every once in a while. Got my puns this morning with the turd stories, helping others. But back to the point is, I was so grateful that I have so many people who are trying to help me. And that usually helps me a lot when I am facing a problem of some sort. Just, wow, holy cow. I have people who care about me, who want me to do well. And we talked about accepting support, or you see in this other one from this article, University of the People. Accepting support's great, and then acknowledging that the help is coming from others. No man is an island. No man is an island. Even self-made people had teachers, had doctors, had just all these people that kind of helped them along the way, whether it's transportation or just guiding them on basic things when they were a kid. Everyone gets help, and acknowledging that help usually makes you realize that this problem on you isn't as big of a deal. The other thing is thinking big. This one, I remember my mother bought me this book. It's like The Magic of Thinking Big. I cannot remember the author. Highly recommend that book, The Magic of Thinking Big. It's a really good one. But it just kind of gets the frame of mind, letting you know that like this is so small compared to the grand scheme of things of what I'm trying to do with property ownership. I'm in my 20s and I own some duplexes that are a little older and beat up. Like, yeah, duh. Like there's going to be some problems. And just understanding that the equity that I'm building in these properties is going to be able to use and leverage for my businesses and for my other assets in the future when I'm in my 40s and my 50s. You know, we got kids running around. We're trying to travel around the world, and I'm cashing out a lot of my stuff. Like that's, we're thinking big on this. Like, and to be so ignorant to think that these problems aren't going to come up wouldn't be, going back to number one, making a very good plan. That's why people put money away for rental properties in real estate, because this kind of stuff happens all the time. So helping, getting help from others, just thinking bigger in general about like, you're bigger than this. You think of your own situation, your own problems. Like this is part of this. The person who is, maybe it's a person who's making you super frustrated, and you're just coming to realize, holy cow, that doesn't matter. They're just not viewing it from my point of view. That's usually why people get mad at someone else, because they're mad that they don't see my point of view. I'm mad because you don't think how I think, et cetera, et cetera. And thinking big can help. That helps me. Having a positive mindset. This is, again, some of the guru-y, cheesy stuff, but it is true. Happiness is a choice. And one of my girlfriend's friends, she's older, really wise. She talks about how happiness takes practice. It does, man. You're just not going to be rocking and rolling and feeling good all the time. So unless you're on a bunch of medication or something, like it's going to take practice and it's going to be tough. But when you do that, So think of a tough situation or a problem that comes up, and then you apply a positive mindset to it. What am I learning here? What is going on? Because there are so many studies shown that people, when you're in a positive state of mind, your ability to learn, your ability to focus, your ability to remember, all of these great things that are going to push you to your next level comes from a positive mindset. So remember that negative thinking is limited thinking in a lot of ways. This one last one, it says work smart, not hard. I don't think the not hard part is very realistic. Let's be here. So let's say screw work smart, not hard. Let's say work smart, work hard. Both of them. There's nobody I know that gets anything done that's great, or you're not going to handle problems in life if you're not working hard at it and you're not trying to be smarter about it and learn things and take things on, this type of stuff. So these are some tips and tricks I found really helpful. I like this article. This is from the University of the People. I can include the link to it. But yeah, probably if I had one key takeaway, if we were wrapping up the show, think big. You're bigger. You're better than that. When your next problem comes up, say when you're at work, say with your family, take a second, breathe for a second and say, what is really going on? How can I handle this? Am I okay? Is my family okay? Turn the switch to the things that you do have in your life, the help that you're getting from others, all of the health that you have. I mean, if you didn't have your health, screw the rental properties. Let's get rid of them. I'll take huge losses of bankrupt me. I don't give a crap as long as my health is good. That is the number one thing. Got that. That always helps me. Think bigger than this. You are better than that. And hopefully these tips and tricks can be helpful for the next problem that you run into. That's all I had for today. I wanted to share a story about one of my rental properties that usually is what provokes me and makes me want to pull my hair out a little bit. But then we're able to learn and pull back and do better, do good, feel great. So cheers to that. Cheers to episode 199. Holy cow, 199. And we're on to episode 200 tomorrow. And it's going to be a fun one. We're going to go over some things that we've learned on just making content and shows and stuff and see if we can apply or share anything with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen share so you can see my full pretty face. We're going to get out of here. I hope you guys maintain the positive mindset, handle your problems well today. Cheers to you all. Have an amazing, fun-filled, fantastic Tuesday. I know I got a busy one coming up myself, stuff to do, exciting stuff though. So cheers to you all. Make sure to be looking out for my next blog post, blog number 11, as I did not do a morning show or a blog post yesterday. I was picking up turds and I did not plan ahead. And that causes stress. So be careful of that. Having a plan helps. I'm out of here. Episode 199. Handle your problems great. You guys all have a great day. I'm out of here. Good morning. Good morning. Until next time.